Hi guys, I hope you're all keeping well and safe. Welcome to another episode of Early Years Matters TV. If you've been following me on this channel, I've been focusing on holistic development in early childhood for the past few weeks. And if you're new here, welcome. On this channel, we focus on everything early childhood related. And if your focus is on early childhood education, then you're in the right place. Kindly subscribe. And not just only subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that whenever a new video is being dropped on this channel, you definitely be the first person to be notified. So today is going to be all about spiritual development in early childhood. Yes, today's discussion is going to be all about spiritual development in early childhood. So if you're new, in order for you to keep up to date in relation to what has been happening on this channel, in relation to holistic development in early childhood, I'm going to leave the link down below so that you can keep up to date. But the focus of today's video is on spiritual development. So now, let me start by defining what is spiritual development. Perhaps you might be wondering what this is all about. I'll tell you, most people, when they hear the word spiritual development, what comes into their mind is religion. Yes, it's an aspect of spiritual development, really, but is moving beyond religion. As you know, we're in the 21st century, and in relation to spiritual development is more than the yes, religion is part of spiritual development. Now, let me talk about the other aspect of spiritual development, which you might not be aware of. In relation to spiritual development, it's all about the young child understanding themselves better, who they are, and not just only understanding themselves better, understanding others as well, other children as well. This is where empathy comes in. So in relation to spiritual development, it's all about the young and understanding themselves, who they really are, and not just only themselves, others around them, their peers as well, their friends, their who they really are. And they're fitting in the general world, and also their peers as well. So in relation to spiritual development, one aspect is religion, which is important. Another aspect of spiritual development is all about the young child being able to understand who they are, understanding themselves better, and not just only understanding themselves better, understanding others as well, their peers, understanding people around them, and see how they fit in into the wider community. So this is what spiritual development is all about. Now that you know what is spiritual development, let's talk about activities that you could use to promote this, be it as a parent or an early childhood educator. Respect and have interest in their beliefs. Yeah, this is important. In relation to promoting spiritual development in early childhood, you need to respect the young children and have interest in their belief. This is important. So for instance, if you have a child from, let's say for instance, a different religion in your early childhood classroom, you need to respect this. Don't make the child's religion to be inferior to yours. We're talking about promoting spiritual development in your early childhood classroom. So you need to respect their beliefs in their beliefs. It's not just only respect it. You have interest. You ask them questions about their beliefs. Talk to their parent about their beliefs. Ask the parent questions about the children's belief. This is important. When you do this, it shows that you respect, and not just only respect, you value, and you're showing interest. And you need to understand that everything starts from early childhood. The children sees you when you're asking them questions, you're talking to their parent about their beliefs. It shows that you care about them. And this is one way you're promoting, this is one in your early childhood classroom. Show example, lead by example. You should always be a positive role model to young children in every aspect in early childhood. When the context here, we're talking about spiritual development, so you need to lead by example, show that you care, be respectful, be compassionate in terms of spiritual development. The children want to see you do this. And one thing you need to understand in early childhood, whatever you do, whatever to reciprocate, they tend to do the same thing as well without you even saying a word. In early childhood, they learn by doing, this by watching others. So whatever you do, the children tend to do the same as well. If you're being respectful, if you're being compassionate, do this, and then they tend to do the same as well. So one way spiritual development in your early childhood classroom is to lead by example. Different beliefs in your early childhood classroom. Explore different religion, different your early childhood classroom. You could do this through different means. As you know, in early childhood, the children learn through play. Read a story about the different religion, about different traditions, ask the children questions, bring the parent in, collaborate with the parent, let them come and talk about their different traditions, their different religions, their different beliefs. So when you do this, you're promoting spiritual development in early childhood. And you need to understand that spiritual development is all about young children also learning about others as well, about other traditions and beliefs, not just only their own tradition, not just only when you incorporate different activities in relation to beliefs and traditions, the children are learning. They're learning about their traditions, their beliefs, but they're also learning about other traditions as well. So this is also important. Different beliefs and traditions as well. You could host like a multicultural. You're doing different activities, food tasting, but it's important in relation to food tasting that you check for allergies. So this is important. Ask the parent questions. What are their children allergic to? What are they allergic? Dance, storytelling session. All of this is important in relation to promoting spiritual development in early childhood. You're doing this in a fun way. The children will be interested. The parent will be interested. And you need to understand that in early childhood, children learn through play. You're hosting a multicultural event. Different cultures are represented, different music, different traditions, dishes. The children are learning about spiritual development, and then they will be able to accommodate others. They'll be able to learn about the different beliefs and traditions that exist. In relation to spiritual development, that you create a safe place for the children to explore. Yes, create a safe environment for the children to explore the different culture, the different traditions that exist within their early childhood classroom. Let the children not be limited. If they're asking questions, let the environment be safe for them to ask questions. Any that they have in relation to ensure that the environment is safe, is warm, is conducive. They want to ask you questions. They're not like, oh, I don't know how Florence is going to feel. Even Florence's facial expression will not encourage me to ask questions. So it's important that lastly, in relation to promoting spiritual development in your early childhood classroom, that you ensure that the environment is conducive, is safe, is warm for the children. It's safe and about spiritual development. If you want more of this channel, kindly subscribe. Subscription is free, and not just only subscribe, turn on that your notification bell, turn on that your notification dropped on this channel. You'll be the first person to be notified. And until I come your way next time, stay safe and mind yourselves for now. Bye.